Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And today we are taking a quick look at the Playarts Kai Cloud figure. Now, this is the Rebirth figure, and it's been out for a while. I've had it for a while. I just had so many other reviews that I had to do before this that it's taken me a while to get to it. I'm not going to dwell on this too long because I'm not sure if this is just if it's just a I didn't have any of the old clouds. I should put it that way. I don't know if this is just a repeat of the same clouds. I don't know if this is the same type of body that went with the old clouds. I just want to do a comparison between this cloud and the Zack, really, because in my head I thought they were basically the same exact figure, but there are some differences, and I was surprised to see how many differences there are when I compare the two figures. So we'll get into that. I'm not going to go over any articulation because they basically have the same exact articulation. Zack is a little bit thicker in the torso, but their articulation is generally the same. So I'm not really going to go too deep into any articulation or anything like that. I will say Cloud seems to be a little thinner, but you'll see that when I do the comparison, so I'm not really going to get into that right now. But we will do a close-up on Cloud because we do want to take a look at his face at least, and some of the gear that he has on too as well. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the box. I did not do that yet. The box is pretty interesting. I do like the I guess this is a game render or something from the game, and then obviously you have the window here. You got a little brief synopsis on Cloud, or just Final Fantasy Rebirth in general. And then we have some pictures of the figure on the back. So nothing on the bottom really, or the top. So that's really it for the box. But anyway, back to the figure itself. So the face is done extremely well. I never know how I feel about how they do blonde hair in Playarts Kai. It is a subjective thing. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I don't think it's necessarily great either. It is somewhat soft. I don't know, it's something about the texture and how it looks in light. In some instances it kind of looks kind of cheap, and or almost as if it was 3D printed. I have a weird feeling about how this hair looks, or just the material that they use for the hair. The look of it, I guess, is a bit subjective. It definitely doesn't look like the box art, because the box art is definitely less transparent and seems to be painted differently. But that could be shadows, it could be how they took the picture, or that could be a previous render of a different Cloud, because even the face is a bit different in my opinion. Even if you look at it kind of from the side, like if I do this, so see how they have him looking kind of, you can kind of see the partial side of the partial part of the other side of his face. Whereas on this one, like if I was to kind of get that going, you can't quite see the same profile. But I mean, that's supposed to be the model of the figure, because it's not the game. Obviously, you can see the joints and stuff. So I don't know if that's an older render or an older digital render of Cloud, but anyway, I don't want to linger on that too much longer. His shoulder pad is done really nicely. It is done the same way that Zack's is done, as far as being attached to arm, or not really attached to his arm. I think it's a floating piece, and it's weird how these are set. So it is very tight, and I don't think this is the greatest design on how you would want this to work. And when I get, because I'm not really going to get into articulation deep, but you can get his arm up, but it is very likely that you can break this peg if you don't be careful, because this is an awkward joint, and raising his arm is quite awkward. And maybe this isn't like Zack's. I thought this pauldron was like Zack's, but no, this is actually attached to the shirt, so that's not great at all. I'll show you Zack later when I do the comparison, but yeah, I don't know why they attached this to the shirt. That is awful, an awful design. So you can't really get him to, it would look very strange rotating his arm with with the pauldron. You can't get it all the way around because the pauldron is going to be in the way, and I wouldn't suggest forcing this, because the way that you have to twist horizontally and then turn vertically it's just a weird setup. It's a very weird setup that they have going on there. But anyway, all the paint and stuff look good here on the belt buckles and the sculpting there. I love the way they did the shirt. Then you got his straps there as well. The back looks really good. This piece does come out in order to put his sword there. We got butt cheeks. Unfortunately, they put branding on the back of his leg. I fucking hate that. Put it on the bottom of the foot or something. I don't know why they need to have it stick out so far. We got his wrist, I guess, bracelet. I don't know, but it's on both sides. Obviously, this side is a bit different, but he has a couple of them there on this side. And then one hand obviously has the gloves, and the metal and stuff in the gloves and the rivets and things that are poking out are painted very nicely. The strap is painted really nicely. Then his boots are done fairly well. I do like the way that they look for the most part. I don't know if this is supposed to be a zip up. I'm not quite sure how they get these shoes on, but his feet are gigantic. They are quite big, and this peg being here doesn't do it any favors by being so little and skinny. I mean, if I understand for articulation purposes, you kind of need that, but I'm just saying it doesn't really do it any favors by sticking out so far down and not being covered up by maybe are covered up a little bit more by the pants here, but you can see the zipper there. So maybe this isn't a zipper, but obviously you got treads on the bottom. But yeah, that's really it for aesthetics. He looks good. I think he looks really good. On my copy, for some reason, he can't quite get his feet even. If you can tell there, like this is as straight up and down as I can get him, and for some reason this foot doesn't want to stay even with this other leg. The legs are off or something's going on here where this foot is sticking out further forward than this foot, and he stands just fine, but he leans. I don't know if you can tell by the video, but he is on a lean to the left. So maybe this leg is clearly shorter than the other leg, or there's something going on with something here. Actually, no, maybe that leg was just, hey, I got it even. Never mind. I was able to even them out. I think I just pushed this leg up a little bit, and it looks like he's nice and even now. So never mind. He's doing all right now. Whether or not when I start posing him, it will cause a problem, we will have to see. He's gonna mostly be kind of just standing there on my shelf, so probably pulling the sword out his back or something. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some accessories. Okay, so I did a whole recording of these two and never hit play. I never hit record, so I got to start over again. Anyway, here they are next to each other. So you can tell the differences here. You can obviously that Zack has a more brownish color for his kind of armor suspender type of thing going on here. He does have two of the thicker pads where Cloud only has one thick pad. I assume that's because he has two pauldrons and Cloud only has one. But they are the same design. They were both Shinra, so their outfits are going to be exactly the same. They're going to be Shinra outfits. Now, unfortunately, Zack can't get his legs closed all the way like Cloud can. So that's kind of irritating, but at the same time, I wouldn't have him standing like Cloud is standing right now on my shelf. So that's fine for me. You can obviously see that the pants are a lot more baggy on Zack than Cloud. Different stitching. Cloud definitely has more intricate stitching here. You can see on the back that even the back is different. Cloud definitely has a better butt. Unfortunately, they do both have the branding on the legs and the back. Never mind these ugly joints. This is how it is with this. I do like the wash and stuff that they have for Cloud. Not so much on Zack. But then you can see even the boots. The boots for each one are a bit different. Zack's are a little on the brown side. Actually, let me zoom in. So you can kind of see the difference in their boots. Zack's is a bit on the brown side, sculpted a little bit different as well. You can also see like he has little rivets on close to the toe where Cloud doesn't. They both look like they might have been zipper boots, but yeah, they're not quite the same. So that is a thing as well. And then taking a look at the pauldrons. So this is obviously they're completely different. Cloud's is definitely cooler than Zack's. His is definitely more clean and kind of put together. But Zack has this gimmick where they will actually move with the arms. He can get it up just fine. Like he doesn't have the same kind of arm setup that Cloud does. As you can see, Zack has very typical kind of like standard butterfly-ish type of thing with like a cap there. And then when he moves his arms, the pauldron can rotate with the arm because it's on that little kind of cap covering there, which Cloud does not have. Cloud does not have the ability to move the pauldron like that, which is super weird. Like, I don't know why they went with this design. That's why this makes me think that this is an old buck that they just rehashed and resold for probably more and just kept the pauldron the same. And even this setup here seems old. Like this whole shoulder setup here seems old. So why they didn't I don't know. Why didn't they update him? Somebody will have to tell me if that is the case. If they have these figures and if you've gotten one of the old Clouds from like back in the day, let me know if for some reason if this Cloud is just kind of a reuse of parts here, because in some instances it makes sense, but when you already have like the, I don't know what you would call him, like the past version of Cloud, I don't know what you would want to call him, but kind of basically the same character in ways. I'm all blurry. When you have the same character in a sense, but somehow you don't update him also, which is like, this is the main character. This is the character everybody knows. Zack is cool and everything, but everybody knows Cloud. He is the man in Final Fantasy VII. So it is weird to me that they went backwards with that shoulder pad. But other than that, I mean, they're not too bad. I thought they do kind of have kind of a gangster lean kind of thing. They kind of have to. It's weird how they have to stand, and I think they actually kind of do stand like this in the game, where you kind of their kind of hips are kind of protruding out a little bit, and they're like, it's, I don't know how to really explain it, but they're kind of sunken in here, but then kind of leaning forward there. It's weird. So that, I think, is kind of true to the actual game itself. But I think Zack is actually taller than Cloud. It looks like he is. I don't think that's just the hair. I think he is actually taller than him. I don't know if that's accurate to the game. I didn't look at the lure. Also, what's different, I just noticed, look at the arms. Look at the arm joints. They still have this big, huge knot here for Cloud, but Zack is quite flush. It's actually not ratcheted. I figured it out. It's ratchet. It's not ratcheted. I can't say that it looks that great, but it's not ratcheted. Whereas Cloud's is that old school ratchet joint that they had been using way back in the day. So again, I think they just kind of reuse some parts here, which is very, very frustrating. Reuse some parts and then probably charged you more. I don't remember how much this guy cost back in the day, but I think he was at least under $100 probably. So I am quite disappointed in what I'm seeing here. I think he still looks great, don't get me wrong. Although it annoys me because of this existing, I don't mind it that much, I guess, but I don't think that I should be giving Square Enix a pass on this. Like, you have the arms, put them on him. I mean, they're almost, they're not the same sculpt either. Like, this is a different sculpt. Cloud is actually thicker. His arms are thicker. It's not quite the same sculpt. I don't know. With him being the main character, I feel like they should have put more work into him than they did to him. But somehow, I don't know. You guys tell me who has the older buck between these two? Because are they both new? I don't think they are. But anyway, that's really it for the video. I just wanted to kind of do a comparison to both. I think these are both from Rebirth, I believe. I might be getting my games, but there's Final Fantasy. What was it? I think this is the part 2, Rebirth, the part 2. I played them both. I just haven't played them in a while, so I don't remember. But I think they might be both from Rebirth. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm fine with that. But I will say this, personal life here. I took the week off last week to kind of woo-sigh. It was almost a vacation from the vacation. I didn't really record too many. I didn't record it. I did some recordings, but I never did any editing. And so, you know, it is what it is. I am still buying figures, although reviews might be getting pushed back, which is a shame because I just became a partner on YouTube, so I can start monetizing my channel. Not as if I really can with like the amount of subscribers that I have, but yeah, I just became. They just offered me YouTube partnership, so I guess congratulations to me. I'm putting out enough content for them to recognize it, I suppose. But I got to get through the lot. I still haven't gotten through the lot that from my last unboxing, because I've gotten other figures in since that unboxing that I needed to review before some of that stuff. So you might be seeing some older figures here. I don't expect a whole lot of views. I don't get a whole lot of views in general right now as we speak. So I don't expect to see a whole lot of views on those, but I do want to at least get those on my channel, so I can continue to put out some kind of content, but we'll see. Anyway, that is it for the review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.